Hey everyone, what's up and welcome. It's been a very long time since I've posted. We know this because the last time I posted was just before the last ban list. Not this one, but the one before. So you know it's a very long time. No, I actually stopped playing Yu-Gi-Oh because of the ban list. Like it hit Needle Fiber and Needle Fiber was very important for Pendulums to play it. It basically took up three roles in one. So Needle Fiber is broken, but as in like it was necessary for the deck to function. But it is what it is, life goes on. So I'm just playing back out a bit more Yu-Gi-Oh! And now I'm playing Dragunities. I'm not the world's best player at Dragunities. It's not really a bad deck, it's just that it's a hard time keeping up with metal. You have some two card combos, which I never can draw on my own, but they can build up extremely big boards. Like 6 negates, 7 negates consistently. But it doesn't deal well with being interrupted, and that's where the problem lies with this deck. Because nowadays, Yu-Gi-Oh, who doesn't interrupt your plays? Moving on. The deck has a few flaws in being interrupted, but it puts up a very big boards very consistently, as long as you draw the combos, and I'm playing like 9 starters. So logically, you should be able to open one every hand. Well, I'm playing more than 9 starters, really and truly likes 12, but I'll work with 9. So let's get into the deck profile. Triple Sedatus and one Dux. They're basically the same thing, summon and equip. But the difference is that Senatus is an actual starter because it equips from your deck and not your graveyard. Meaning with Dux, you already were required to have the card in your grave. Moving on from there, one Legatus. Now I know a lot of persons are like, why you don't increase the ratios? Because you only get one shot, as Eminem said. If your combo didn't go through, you're most likely going to lose right then and there. It doesn't really matter how much combo pieces you have to start it off. If it doesn't go through, it's gonna be lights out. Now the deck is playing some extenders, so even if your opponent stops you at one choke point or here or there, not that I think they'll know the choke points, you can still push through. I've been able to put through 6 negates through 2 negations. So it's possible. I'm just saying that you're not going to draw the most optimal hand every single time you play Yu-Gi-Oh! Moving on, you have Triple Remus, 2 Phalanx, well, Phalanx if you pronounce it properly, and 2 Cows. These are your main tuners, and I am playing one Wisam. Most persons might not be familiar with this one. This is just there as a level 3, and he just unequips himself just like these two, and he's a higher level to synchro summon. Now, the main staple play is that if you're going second, or you go first and brick, you set Dragunity Whirlwind and you can Black Rose them in your opponent's turn, or it works really great with Dark Ruler No More, where you Dark Ruler, special this, and let's say Ducks from your deck, Black Rose and blow their field, then you can go full combo. So really and truly, it's there to suffice you be able to go through your combos very consistently. And moving on from there, the rest of the Dragunity monsters are one Mistletoe, and this is one of the only reasons why I played Dragunity over Dragon Link. Mistletoe is a beast in this deck because each time you see him, potentially it's a big synchro like a Stardust level 8. Level 8. I'm not actually going to summon Stardust, but that's my point. Then we have Leviathan and Gram. Armogram is really good, but only really and truly going second because he negates monsters and it really helps you to cross through field. He's basically what do you call it again? Dragon Ruler. Banishes to summon himself, negate a monster and field. Big body with 2/9, and you can always sync with him and thing, and he's always returning, so it keeps on the pressure. Leviathan is Leviathan, it just equips. And I do play a little small tech in the form of Destruction Sword, so you just equip it and your opponent is locked out of the extra deck. So they can't super poly you. And most decks, especially meta, if they can't go in their extra deck, they're most likely going to fold. Most, not all. That's it for the Dragunity stuff. Moving on from there, the actual key important cards you are required to play. 1, Zephyrus Elite. 2, Baby Rock. Really and truly, you can play one and it will work perfectly fine. But because I'm playing extenders, just in case my opponent stops me, I have to play 2. So if you know the deck auto loses to Nibiru, what I do is just that I will summon my Gator first and then go into Crystal Wing. But I wouldn't be able to combo off. So I just use one of my Revolution Dragon and Monster Reborn it. And I still have a Baby Rock in deck to do the actual combo. Moving on, we have Red Eyes Darkness Metal. For your level 1s, we have Brotar, Samsara Dragon, and Buster Destruction Sword. We have Tempest, and a card that just makes complete sense in the deck, Grantos Dragon, where if we decide we're going to use Seal, it gets rid of 3 cards in total because Seal will summon this from deck and pops 2 more cards on your opponent's field. And it can be back row, so in the event you're playing against a heavy back row deck, you can always bounce back your card, summon this from deck, and pop 2 more cards. Really good like that. And your last monster, the Triple Revolution Dragon. This card is particularly really good. The reason why is that once Gator is in the graveyard and Gator is full combo, you are able to make combo over and over again, and not only that, you can reborn your cards that are in the graveyard, like a Crystal Wing that would be already in the grave. So that's really good. Moving on, spells. Triple Dragon Ravine, 1 Terraforming. So you play the 3 cards that search for this, and 3 of this itself. Moving on from there, we play Triple Whirlwind. Dragunity Whirlwind to be more specific, not Blackwing. It's a really good card. It's not that good going first because there's no need for it. But here's the drawback to it. It locks you into dragons. Now here's the funny part. There's no drawback because all your extra deck is dragons. Because Hulk is banned. So yeah. Doesn't affect you in any negative repercussion. We have to have Glow and Divine Lance. Important one-offs. And of course we have 1 Oblique. The reason for this is just that it can answer Dark Ruler no more, and if your opponent doesn't discard a trap, it can answer Droplets. So it's a really good card in dealing with those. For other spell cards, Triple Dark Ruler no more, Gold Sark sufficing as a next way to get Remus, because you can banish the Tempest and add Remus, then go full combo, because you only need to discard 1 card to do the combos. I just want you to note that these 2 cards have great synergy. This is a 43 card deck because this makes it 43. Just putting it out there. Dark Ruler no more makes no sense while you're going first. Absolutely no sense. You can't even discard it. But the thing is to it, like going second, Dark Ruler no more into Whirlwind. Whirlwind blows their entire field up because you're going to go for your Black Rose Dragon. Now, after that, you can always do your full combo. But even then, the deck is that good. So if you go second, you Dark Ruler no more, you Whirlwind, and you go into your Gator and proceed to do full combo. Because all your monsters are going to be 3,000 and up. So in other words, you can always punch down their entire board and still give them their negates. It's just that this has a bad way of dealing with back row. So if you're looking at a lot of back row, the Dark Ruler no more plus Whirlwind play is not going to really help you. And just reminder, Black Rose can miss timing. So don't just chain it to anything. So for the extra deck, we have 1 Vagina, 1 Gator, double Barca. Double Barca is actually extremely good. Then we have 1 Black Rose, as I said, just for the combo. Well, not even combo, the Black Whirlwind to blow their field. If you don't want to play Black Rose, it's fine, but like, there's always a slight chance you brick. You find the 1 Whirlwind, set it at any turn. Your opponent's turn, you can always Black Rose them. And if your opponent is, my apologies, playing a deck where there's a lot of back row and they just summon 1 monster from the extra deck, you can Black Rose them during the end phase and clear their entire board. For your end boards, you're going to have Borreload Savage, Crystal Wing, and Aribear. We play 2 Xyz in the form of Hieratic King, Atom. Then we have Striker, Striker Dragon, Pisty, Romulus, and Double Spheres. Now, if you guys give me enough likes, I'll definitely post a combo video in a separate video. But how the deck performs is actually really good, but how it performs against meta, not that good. It's not a fact that you can't beat them, it's just that they're meta for a reason. They're the dominant decks for a reason. So don't expect a rogue deck to just immediately be able to destroy them. If that was the case, it wouldn't be rogue, it would be a meta. So just know that your deck doesn't really have a false start, but you don't have an auto way to win. You can always lock them out. You can always beat them just by going first. Just winning the dice roll. They'll never expect Dragunities. Super Poly doesn't really work against you on your end boards. If you go first, they can't go into their extra deck. You have a bunch of negates. It's just really easy to beat them. But when you go second, you find that you get a really hard time. And you don't like seeing back row with this deck. Back row is the worst possible thing you could look at. Looking at a monster is no problem. You can always punch it down, use some effect to go around it or some other stuff. But having to force to deal with the monsters, terrible time. One special card to mention was that I was going to play one Void Ogre Dragon. It's a really good card. I like playing it because it's just an extra negate. And as I said, just by having this and Gator, you just put up a lot of negates. But because it requires a Dark Tuner, it can't always be facilitated. But that's it for the deck profile. Rate, comment, subscribe. Tell me you guys' feelings on this. I most likely will be putting this down to play back Pendulum. The reason why is just that even Pendulums do better than this because of the new... I don't even remember what they're called. Beasted. My apologies. How could I forget? Because they have very poor interactions with them banishing your monsters from the graveyard. Now, this doesn't affect Dragunities a lot because most of your monsters are wind, so they can't touch you. However, for Pendulums, like if a Dark Worm or such, it's going to affect, so I can't play that version of Pendulums. But even then, I just find an amazing and fun time just playing Pendulums. So I think if I'm going to play Yu-Gi-Oh!, which I don't find fun, and I want it to be fun, might as well play the deck that I find the most fun, which is Pendulums. So I'm going to put this down. If anyone wants to buy the deck, you can always reach out to me. I'll sell everything in a heartbeat. But yeah, rate, comment, subscribe, and I'm out. Peace. Have a great day.